Hi, Sandy Albers with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I just wanted to say thank you so much for attending this webinar. We just so greatly appreciate it. I head up the SPL division here at IAMS, and I wanted to go over a few slides before we turn it over to a great partner of ours, Lincoln Financial, and their Moneyguard product. If you don't have that in your tool belt right now as an agent, you most certainly need to. Rob Choi, who is the senior marketing advisor there, again, great help with us and would be a great help with your agents. We'll go over the Lincoln Financial advantages, sales advantages, and ideas on how to sell that Moneyguard product. Right now, I'm going to go over just a couple slides with IAMS. When you get contracted with IAMS in your first 6 months, you are qualified to earn a new producer bonus. And in that new producer bonus, if you write and place $100,000 in your first 6 months, and again, that's life, annuity, MedSup, long-term care, combination thereof, you could choose a 1,500 piece postcard mailing. You can do a $750 cash bonus, or you can do a perforated email marketing analysis with a corporate identity package. If you'd like to hold off and in your first 6 months you believe that you will place $250,000 in business, you can choose a 3,000 piece postcard mailing. You can also choose a $2,000 marketing reimbursement, or you can choose a $1,500 gift card. If you'd like to hold off because you think, gosh, I'm going to go gangbusters here in my first 6 months and place $500,000 of business, again, that is life, annuity, MedSup, long-term care, combination thereof. You can choose a 5,000 piece mailing training with the top agent of ours, Matt Gill. Or you can choose a 4,000 piece mailing, postcard mailing with another top producer of ours, Dave Pimper, for seminars. You can do a billboard ad, you can do a full website overhaul, or you can choose my favorite, and I say this every single time because I truly mean it, is this Ritz Carlton Travel Rewards Getaway. If you place $750,000 with us in your first 6 months, you can do a 4,500 lead credit, which is digital annuity leads. You can do one video of a social media campaign, a retirement boss radio, so you are a radio host and it includes setup costs and 8 recorded shows. Or you can do 2 Social Security seminars with a guaranteed 50 buying units. If you place $1 million with us in your first 6 months, you can do preset annuity appointments between 8 and 10. You can do 3 videos, 3 consumer-facing brochures, and 3 custom articles and special projects on request. For our IAMS Business Builder, when you refer an agent to us, we're always trying to reward our agents and just show how grateful we are for your trust, not only in your business, however, your trust when you refer agents over to us. So in order to do that, we give you a $50 bonus when a referred agent of yours gets contracted with us. Then we give you a $100 one-time bonus when that referred agent places their first piece of business. And then from that point on, you are going to get an override on the piece of business or on the business that that referred agent places. It doesn't come out of their commission. It doesn't come out of your commission. This comes directly from IAMS as, again, a thank you for entrusting us with your clients or with your agents. You can get a 0.15% override on Life Target, a 0.20% override on indexed annuities. On single premium life, it's a 0.075% override. And on MIGAs, it's a 0.10% override. We also have a marketing reimbursement account for all agents. We pay $100 in this marketing reimbursement account. So kind of think of it as a business savings account per 100,000 premium of indexed annuity. We put $200 in there per $100,000 premium of single premium life. And then we put $200 in there per 10,000 premium of life target. So what that means is when you have a business expense, whether it's a computer, webinar, a seminar, whatever the case may be, send that invoice to us. We will pay up to 50% of that invoice as long as you have that much money in there. This marketing reimbursement money does not go away. It rolls over each year, so you can continue to build that up. And then when you'd like to use it, you can use it. Our back office support, extremely strong. I can't be any prouder of our back office support. We have strong case design assistance from our top marketers. You can get forms from us at your fingertips. Just give us a call, let you know what we need. We also provide life and annuity quotes. We have top sales expertise and coaching with in-house attorneys. We have paperless contracting. And what I believe is the most important out of all of this is submission to commission support. And what that means is when we receive an app from you, we scrub that app, make sure we're not missing anything. If we are, then we call you immediately and let you know, one, that we have the app, and two, what corrections are needed. And then we follow that application through the underwriting process every 3 days. We're checking on that to make sure that it is going smoothly and just as quickly as possible. So when it comes time to commission, you're getting paid quickly, your agent's getting, or your clients are getting their policy quickly. So again, we are very aggressive when it comes to case management. We want you to get paid just as quickly as possible, and we want to make sure your clients are happy. We do have Firelight, and what's great with Firelight is it allows you to do an e-application, which, as many of you know, saves so much time on those errors or corrections that you need, and Lincoln Financial is part of that. So as you can see, the carriers that are available and then the carriers that are coming up. Can't urge you enough to get registered, and you can do that right on our website here for Firelight. Again, you submit those applications right from our website. It doesn't allow you to miss anything, so you know that your applications are getting there, one, quicker, and two, correctly, to make that underwriting even, that process even quicker than what it already is. We do have creative marketing solutions, and they're the ones that can help you with personal websites, logo designs, newsletters, postcards, online newsletters. If you have a website that's kind of old and needs redone, give them a call. Let them know. If you don't have a website and you'd like to get one started, give them a call and let them know as well. We have a top creative marketing team, and I can't encourage you enough to kind of dig in there a little bit and see what we have to offer. Our website here is at www.iamsinc.com. That website has a lot of great tools on it. If you're not registered, get registered. If you're having issues, please give me a call. I'll be happy to help you with that. That website allows you to run quotes, get forms, has current industry link in news, such as the ever-changing DOL rules. You can do the top annuity grid, so you can see what the top MIGA annuities are, what the top index annuities are, has an LTC grid, has also our webinar calendar. You can see what webinars are coming up and register. And then you can also look at our recorded webinars because we have a recorded library. So again, great information, get registered. If you need help, I'll be happy to assist you with that. And then we have our Top Producer Summit. So not only are we rewarding you and thanking you for giving us your business by new producer bonus, by marketing reimbursement, great commissions, great back office support, but we're also offering a cruise that's free for you and a client, or you and an agent, you and a guest. And that cruise is a qualification period, long qualification period. We want as many to attend as possible. That started December 1st of 2020 and goes all the way to June 30th of 2022. You need 4.5 million points to qualify. That is, again, life, annuity, med-sup, long-term care, single premium life, combination thereof. And what amazing places on this Mediterranean cruise that you're going to. You're going to Venice, Rome, Croatia. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely stunning. You're going to Sicily, Greece, just an amazing trip. Again, all with our other top producers for you and a guest that IAMS just says thank you so much for putting your business through us. So right now, I am going to turn it over to Rob. I wanted to let you know that if you aren't following us and liking us on Facebook and LinkedIn, please do so. We are on Facebook at IAMS Inc. and then LinkedIn, we are at insurance-agency-marketing. So Rob, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can go over the great sales strategies and what Lincoln Financial and the Moneyguard product can offer these agents.
Great, thank you, Sandy. Thanks for teeing it up. Yeah, would love to be part of that trip someday, but that sounds awesome. But just to echo Sandy, I want to thank everybody on this call for making this a priority. Hopefully, long-term care is part of your solution. And your dialogue with your agents and your clients. Again, my name, it's Rob Choi. I'm with Lincoln Moneyguard, and I'm your LTC specialist here for your Moneyguard solutions. The goal today really is to spend the next 20-25 minutes hitting a little bit about Moneyguard, the product itself. I'm hoping that you are familiar with it. If not, we will do a brief overview. But the goal today is to talk about some sales and funding strategies for long-term care, whether that's Moneyguard, whether that's just extended care planning in the future, what kind of solutions are out there to provide for that elderly care in the future. And my ask of you in the next 20-25 minutes is for you to think about that agent with those clients, those clients in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, or anybody nearing retirement that want to put a plan together in place. And then by the end of the call, hopefully you would have come up with one or two names that come to mind. The first thing I want to pull up is what you will see is our microsite. Okay, and this website, I'm going to send it over to Sandy after the call so you can all have it. And it's really our hub for everything Moneyguard related. Okay, so we have all the marketing pieces. We have our client guides, our underwriting pieces. If you click on the navigation bar here to the right, let me just move this panel, you're going to see a breakdown of what the available products are. For the nationwide Moneyguard 3 product, Moneyguard 2 in New York, Moneyguard 2 in California, some sales tools. If you wanted to use social media as a platform to get the word out, we have social media campaigns in a box where we have little icons that you can post on your feeds and little excerpts that go with it. And it's not product driven. These are not just Lincoln only. You can use this to promote LTC in general. And another tool here is our digital web experiences for clients. So again, if you have a client or an agent that's going, what is long-term care? How do I learn about it? Let's forget about the product. What's the solution out there? You can bring them over here. It'll walk them through some definitions, some statistics, some misconceptions about long-term care, how they're going to fund it, and just a really great way for people to get introduced to this type of a solution. In fact, a lot of the materials that I'm going to go over today is going to be pulled from this website. So everything I go over today in today's presentation, you'll be able to find it in this one-stop shop. There's no login. You just come in here. We're trying to make everything digital push, so you can feel free to click on it, download it as a PDF, and send it to your reps and your clients. And again, I will send this over to Sandy. So now I'm going to move over to just a couple of slides today. And you know the importance of long-term care, right? I don't have to tell you how expensive it is for the cost of care, but just a little background on what are some products out there that offer long-term care solution, right? The easiest entry point, and what we've seen over the last 40 years or so, is that traditional standalone LTC. Typically they're lower premiums, monthly premiums, and they're typically ongoing premiums, and kind of a use it or lose it type solution. So you get the leverage from the long-term care, but if you don't use it and pass away, you kind of don't see any of the dollars back. And then we have some solutions like life and annuities with riders, right? Annuity is going to be focused more on kind of the income driven. Life is going to be for those clients who have a bigger focus on death benefit and a legacy protection. And then you have those self-insurers, right? Those kind of high net worth clients who think they can do better in the market themselves by investing in staying in the portfolio. That is a plan. It's a strategy, but let's look at a product or a solution that offers a type of self funding that's more tax efficient, that has more leverage and some more protection. So we've all come here to talk about Moneyguard today, and our Moneyguard product, Moneyguard 3 product, the nationwide version, it's a fully guaranteed product. The death benefit and the long-term care benefits that are the long-term care benefits that are leveraged, they're paid tax-free. So there's when people are buying policies like this, they're looking for typically 3 things. They're looking for leverage, flexibility, and ease of access. So you get the leverage from putting your premiums to get 2, 3, 4 times back in long-term care. The flexibility in terms of what kind of services that they can access and receive, right? It's not just a nursing home. It's not just a assisted living. It's that home care. You can have somebody in your family that's able to take care of you and get reimbursed for that. And then ease of access. How easily can you access the dollars that you need when you go on claim? What's the turnaround time? We have our own claims team down in Greensboro, and they have a combined, on average, 12 years of experience just in claims. So when you go on claim, when a client purchases Moneyguard, a product, you're not dialing a 1-800 number to have access to the money that you invested, essentially. You're going to get that long-term care specialist who's going to walk you through the entire process. Some real quick talking points about Moneyguard is our biggest, what separates Moneyguard from some other carriers out there, it's our true 0-day elimination. So when the client goes on claim, you get access to your LTC dollars day 1. Okay, you don't have to pay anything out of pocket or wait 90 days to get your money back. You have access to this day 1. In terms of the flexibility of billing, we offer direct billing with kind of the option for reimbursement. So, and this is key because Lincoln is going to be handling a lot of the billing. The client and the family members, they're going to be removed from that billing process at a time that's typically difficult for many people. And so that home care agency or that care facility is going to be able to bill Lincoln, and Lincoln can pay that facility directly. When you think about long-term care, you often think about clients in their 60s or 70s that are in their retirement, and maybe their health isn't getting any better, and now they have to start planning. That kind of perception has changed for long-term care planning. More younger clients are purchasing Moneyguard. It used to be typically that more affluent client who can do a $100,000 dump in. That's not the case for Moneyguard. Last year, Moneyguard average age policyholder was 58 years old, right? And that number might surprise you. but clients are, they're applying to for these products while they're younger and healthier, and while they're planning for their financial obligations. So it doesn't have to be $100,000 dump-in anymore. It could be somebody in their 40s who have looked at their 401k, their IRAs, and maybe their child's 529 plans. What other planning do they need to think about? And long-term care is one of them. And it doesn't have to be $100,000 dump-in. It can be $5,000 over 10 years, and you can still get a robust policy. I've talked about our concierge care services and our claims team. Post-issue service. The more important thing, really, after purchasing a policy like this is what's going to happen. 20 years later when I do need it. I'm incapacitated. My power of attorney and family member, are they going to know that I even have a policy like this, right? So once you kind of designate that person to be responsible, they can just call in, provide their policy number. We'll do a little verification. But for the most part, the insured is going to be removed from the claims process. We want to make sure that everything is smooth and seamless as possible. Flexibility, again, lastly, all these different services are covered as long as in the plan of care your physician says the client is unable to perform 2 out of the 6 activities of daily living or has severe cognitive impairment. My client, my patient needs so-and-so care. Lincoln will review and reimburse those claims. Kind of talking about what triggers a long-term care planning discussion, right? It could be anything. It could just be a client coming to you and saying, hey, I just had a family member go through a long-term care situation, or I am currently taking care of my mother who is in a nursing home or assisted living facility. But it can be anything. Oftentimes I get calls from agents that that go, hey, I have a client whose birthday is coming up, and we have talked about this for a couple of months now, and I've been pushing it off, but her birthday is tomorrow. I needed to take a nap today. Well, obviously we want to do everything in the best interest of the client, and that may very well be the solution. But this is not something you want to rush, right? Everything has to kind of fall in the right place. Your health has to be kind of check out through underwriting. We also want to ensure that we're not just signing papers because we want to lock in something. So, but with Moneyguard, just so you know, just because it's somebody's birthday doesn't mean we missed an opportunity. We are able to backdate for 30 days so we can still lock in that younger age. We're talking about promotions and bonuses. Fortunate situations come up with kind of getting extra cash, right? Whether it's a bonus, whether it's an inheritance. Tax review, oftentimes accountants will come to us as well as they review their taxes and see where these funds can be utilized. The biggest thing is the cash value life insurance policy reviews. And as you're doing portfolio reviews with your clients, you might notice that, hey, maybe that life insurance contract that they had and they're putting premiums in is not necessarily what they're looking for right now. So we can take that cash value and reposition that into a solution like Moneyguard. Life events happen as well, right? We've already talked about retirement planning. We've got required minimum distributions that we're taking, but we're not really necessarily doing anything with it. It's just extra disposable income. So now we can put it into a policy that's able to take monthly premiums or annual premiums that are not that big of a financial commitment. And then some other things like, hey, some of the younger professionals, I would say, who have, young children, and they're putting together their 529 plans. They're already maximizing their Roth IRA or 401k plan. So, what's next? Once they pay off their mortgage, and maybe even their kids' tuitions, this could be something they want to turn to. So kind of going back to the beginning of what we want to get out of this call is some funding and sales strategies for Moneyguard, right? It's no longer a single premium dump-in. There are strategies out there for this one product, and there's a multitude of different kind of entry points on how you can fund this policy. So there's 3 I want to go over today. And the first one, it's called the 50-10 hedge strategy. We've got the front-loaded flex pay and the 60-40 premium split. So 50-10 hedge, what it really means, just to kind of bottom line it for you, it's you're solving for 50% of the cost of care in your state, and let's spread that premium over 10 years. And really it works for any state, for any type of client, because if you think about it, I'm based in Philadelphia, and the cost of care in Philadelphia for a private room nursing home is that it's right around $9,000, right? So if you try to solve for a policy that begins with $9,000, it might be a little daunting. If you think about your kids' 529 plans again, right? You're putting in a limited amount each year towards that plan, and you're going to let that grow, and then you're going to use that tax-free towards their tuition. It might not pay for all of it, but it's certainly going to supplement it. It's certainly an advantage because it's grown tax-free. It's the same thing with Moneyguard. You're putting it into a policy that's going to grow tax-free. When you take it out, it's tax-free. If it doesn't cover 100% of it, well, at least you're hedging against it 50%. So, like I said, I'm in Philadelphia. My in-laws are in Philadelphia, but if they don't, if they retire and they don't want to stay in Philadelphia, they can go down to Florida, let's say, where the cost of care is going to be a little higher. So let's look at, instead of $9,000, let's solve it for $4,500 a month. Let's spread it over 10 years. And I just ran an example before this call just to give you some numbers and put that into perspective. I ran it for a 58-year-old, right, the average age of Moneyguard last year, who is going on claim, who is putting in a 10 pay, and we solved it for $4,500 a month. So that premium came out to be right around $12,000 a year for that client for 10 years. So that's kind of the cost of care. We want to add in inflation to let that policy grow. And then obviously we have the death benefit and the ability to surrender as well. And I do want to leave this up for just a second so you can all write down where I got those numbers from for Philadelphia or Florida or wherever state you're in. How do we look up the cost of care? It's www.whatcarecost.com, and the sponsor code is Lincoln. And you can go in there and it breaks down the heat map for assisted living, nursing home, and some home care agencies. Okay. The second funding strategy I want to talk about is called front-loaded flex pay. So going back to the 3 points of leverage, flexibility, and ease of access, when you want to get that leverage for Moneyguard or other hybrid solutions out there, is obviously, money matters. The more you put in up front, the more long-term care leverage those carriers are able to take and really put to use. So the more you put up front, the more leverage you get. And what I mean by that is you are essentially taking advantage of the flexibility of how these premium payments work. It's not just a set $10,000 over 10 years or $5,000 over 20 years. It could be $30,000 in year one, and then something less, like $2,500 a year for the next 10 years. So you're kind of offsetting that in the future premiums, but up front, if you have some type of inheritance, you have a CD or a bond that's maturing, and you want to put that towards Moneyguard, you can't do that up front in year one. And I've talked about repositioning cash value in a life insurance policy. That's the same concept. You're doing a lump sum. So with a life insurance review, you're taking that cash value and bringing it over as a tax-free 1035 exchange, which is becoming more and more common. About a third of our business last year was through 1035 exchanges. So you put that up front, again, tax-free, and then you're able to spread out some premiums over time. And in fact, 1035, in most cases, it's partial funding, meaning let's say if they have a $50,000 cash value in life insurance, they'll bring that over, and if it's not going to cover the total premiums, you're going to have to pay some additional premiums over time. And then you have those clients with big life policies that are north of 100. That'll fully fund a typical Moneyguard policy. And the last strategy I want to talk about is called 60-40 premium split. Okay, and 60-40, we say 60-40 because we're talking about a couple usually. So you have a husband and wife who is looking to purchase Moneyguard, and they have $200,000 between them to work with. So we have two clients who are both in their 60s, or in fact, they're both 60 years old, same age. And if they each put in $100,000 into Moneyguard, solving for the same benefit duration, same inflation option, the husband, the male, is going to have a little bit more in long-term care coverage. Now, why is that? That's because females have a longer life expectancy. They live longer, they're healthier, so the cost of healthcare for women is typically higher. So oftentimes, we'll hear back from agents and say, hey, I would rather see two Moneyguard policies for a husband and wife that, we want to see the same benefits, same benefits at day one and same benefits when they need care in their 80s. So 60-40, 60% of that premium dollars going towards a female, 40% of that premium going towards a male. So you can kind of meet in the middle and have a benefit amount that is more in line with each other. This is a tool called the Acid Identifier, and it really ties everything together we just talked about, right? We can use the What Care Costs website to look up the cost of care. We can kind of target our clients, maybe even those self-insurers who have never thought about long-term care, and bring this tool and where the pool of money will be coming from. Well, we'll bring it to life. So Acid Identifier, as the name suggests, we're gonna look up what the cost of care is in your area, and if you don't have a plan in place already, but you're thinking about long-term care and you're concerned about the cost even, okay, well, if we don't have a strategy and you're saying that you're going to self-insure, where are those assets going to be pulled from, right? So you can put in, you can put in under account name, it could be your brokerage account, it could be your pension, it can be your IRA or 401k, brokerage, 401k, employer-sponsored policy, and you're putting in the value of each of those accounts, and then we're going to look at the cost of care, right? And really putting it pen to paper what that cost is, and if it's going to draw it down each year, how is that going to impact your portfolio? Clients soon after retirement, if they don't have a plan, a long-term care plan in place, that distribution or withdrawal they're taking from their accounts jumps from 5% to 11%. And that's a staggering, you can ask any financial advisor, if my client is taking out 11% each year from their portfolio, that's not a sound investment strategy or distribution plan. So by putting together a plan in place for a tax advantage Moneyguard solution, we let it grow and you use it only when you need it. And if you don't use it and pass away, there's still a death benefit that we pay out. So I'm going to take a pause there and again, thank everyone for your time. Hopefully by now you would have thought of one or two clients. If we do have a couple of minutes, I do want to take a little pause and hopefully that all made sense and take some questions and then we'll go from there.
Thank you so much, Rob. So greatly appreciate it. So while we are taking questions, I want to put out there, if you'd like to be contracted with Lincoln Financial, if you're already contracted with us, just check yes, and we'll get you contracted. If you're not contracted with us and you've already completed Sure LC, all we need to do, you don't have to fill out any additional paperwork. We can just get you contracted. So again, check yes. We'll be more than happy to get that contracting completed. So we do have some questions here. Let's see. It says, on 50/10, can premiums increase over 10 years, or are they guaranteed level over the 10 years?
Yeah, great question. This is, as I mentioned, a guaranteed product, so everything is set at issue. The premiums will have to remain level, the same throughout those years, but for that first year, we are able to contribute more than the plan premium. That's part of that front-loaded flex pay.
And so, Rob, can you can you let the agents know that the clients do not have to be in pristine health? That it's okay with Lincoln Financial to have health history, which is kind of expected when you get to, a little bit older age, in that you guys are pretty open to being able to talk to us and talk to the agents, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've seen a lot of enhancements with Moneyguard, not only on the product side, but also with our new business and underwriting. So with underwriting, we used to be full underwriting many, many years ago, and we switched over to Streamline Underwriting. And what that means is we're not going to order an APS. We're not sending somebody out or doing a paramed or doing blood work. It's streamlined, so you can answer health questions online or on paper or over the phone, whatever you prefer. We see nowadays everybody going digital, so people are opting towards online interview. And the health questions really, it boils down to, there are some knockout conditions that are out there, but those questions that you answer is really going to dictate whether you get approved or declined. You can answer those questions online, let's say, and if you answer yes to certain questions that trigger additional follow-up, you will get a follow-up. The great thing about the online interview, and we call it PHI, personal history interview, online PHI, is that for anyone who is 60 and younger, you're just going to answer everything online and you're done. That could be the end of your interview for the most part, and you just wait for a decision. Okay, so that's kind of the simplified underwriting. You're just answering questions. If you're 61 and older, we do have what's called a cognitive screening test. So a 15-minute cognitive test. You will have to be on the phone for that for 15 minutes, and it's not just Lincoln. Most carriers also have cognitive screening. And then just to kind of tie it all back, our issue ages are from 30 to 70. So if you're 30 to 60, there's a chance you might not even need to be on the phone, speak with anybody. And then 61 to 70, you will have to go through that cognitive portion as well.
Okay. So let me see if there's any additional questions. There's not. So everyone who has registered for this webinar will get a recorded version of this. If you have any questions, of course, please give me a call. Again, my name is Sandy Albers. The phone number to call me is 1-800-255-5055. Oh, let's see. One more quick question here. Does Moneyguard cover overseas LTC needs?
Yes, we do have international coverage, and that's going to be a set 36 months for every policy. So 3 years of coverage, as long as it's in your plan of care and it's a U.S. licensed physician giving you that. We do offer international coverage for nursing home and assisted living facilities only.
Wonderful. So Rob, thank you so much for your time. You just did an amazing job. Everyone, thank you for attending. I know how busy your schedules are, so that is, we just so greatly appreciate you sharing a little bit of your time with us. Again, any questions, I'll be more than happy to get those answered. I believe Lincoln Financial may be contacting you as well, so you have a lot of opportunities to ask questions, get quotes. I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, healthy, happy week. Again, any additional questions, please give me a call. Otherwise, everyone have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.